Hello everyone, myself Boyle Asapriya. Today I'm going to demonstrate my experiment which is AI powered blog content generator in the building applications with the GPT-4. Uh, the objective of this experiment is to build a local AI based application that can generate structured blog post based on a user provided topic or a outline. In this experiment, I'm using Python, Olama, the Queen 2.5 model, and a Gradio. Olama is used to communicate with the local AI model, and a Gradio is used to create a simple web interface. This is the code I have generated. First, I created a separate folder called a blog generator. Inside the folder, I have created a one Python file named bloggenerator.py. I'm keeping this experiment separate from my first experiment so that both experiments can be executed independently. And I already executed the command that I install the required libraries. I use Gradio for the user interface and a request to communicate with the local Olama API. This the command pip install Gradio request. The experiment procedure specifies Gradio and Olama as the main components. And I have created the Olama list. Here you can see the Queen 2.5 and 05B. And this is the local language model that will generate the block content. The provided experiment uses a Queen 2.5 and 0.5B as its model. Olama is already running in the background, so I do not need to start the Olama server again. And this is my blog generator. This is my blog generator.py. Now I'll explain the main parts of my Python program. First, I import a Gradio as gear and a requests. Then I'll define the Olama API URL and the Queen model name. And this is the Olama URL and this is the model name. The generate block function receives the block outline entered by the user. The outline is divided into a separate lines. Then a prompt is created. The prompt structures the AI to create a detailed block that is informative, engaging, clear, and well structured. And this experiment describes combining the user's outer outline with instructions to construct the generation prompt. And now the next program sends the prompt to the local Olama API using a post request. And the request contains the model name, the generated prompt, and the option to receive the complete response without streaming. Olama processes the prompt using the Queen model and returns the generated block content. And this is the response request Olama URL, and the sample implementation in the experiment similarly sends the model and the prompt to Olama's local generate endpoint and retrieves the response. After generating the bloat, I create a user interface using Gradio. After the interface contains an input text box where the user can enter the blog outline and an output text box where the generated blog will be displayed. I have also added a little description to make the interface easy to understand. And the experiment calls for a input boxes, a generate action, and a output area for the generated block. Now I can run the command that Python Python block generator dot py. And then it shows the Gradio URL. You can see the URL here in the terminal. Now I can run the Python program using the command block generator.py. The Gradio application starts locally and provides a local URL. Now I'll open this URL in my browser to access the blog content. Here you can see the blog outline. Now I'll enter the questions. The introduction introduction to artificial intelligence. Here I type the introduction to artificial intelligence, and next question, what is artificial intelligence? And I'll type the applications of AI and also benefits of AI and challenges of AI and also future of AI. And at last conclusion, now I'll submit. Here I'm entering the outline of artificial. As we can see, the generated block is displayed in the output box. To conclude, the AI plot generator was successfully implemented. The AI then generates a complete block based on the topics I provided. When I click the generate button, the outline is sent to Quen model through the Olama. Now you can see the a guide of understanding it, and it's an introduction to artificial intelligence to come. As we can see, the generated block is displayed in the output box. Here are the applications. Whatever I gave the questions here, it gave the answers. Everything, introduction, what is artificial intelligence and applications of AI, benefits of AI, challenges of AI, future of AI. At last, it's a conclusion. To conclude, the AI powered blog content generated was successfully implemented using a Python, Olama, Queen, and a Gradio. The application accepts a blog outline, generates a suitable prompt, sends it to the local AI model, and it displays the generated block. throughout a web interface. This experiments demonstrate how a local LLM can be integrated with a simple user interface to automatically generate useful content. And thank you.